Morning, farmers. Well, it is March 17th at 7 in the morning, and this is our food forest update. You see the Cornelian Cherries here, this one, and this one over here. They're both in flower. They're one of the earlier of the producers. Now this plant here is from Norway, so it's already starting to grow leaves out. It don't care. But the Cornelian Cherries I found was, is really, really interesting. I don't think that these mayhaws will be old enough for quite some time to grow. Well, I don't know. This one's growing pretty good. That one was growing pretty good till Sadie got a hold of it. So let's see what else we got blooming out here. Nothing. This is starting to grow though. That's the Thunderbird tree, the cutting I made off of that tree over on the other side there. I think it's called the Thunderbird. I'm not sure. It has black cherries that are really good. There's not very many of them, but they're really good. The, oh, these are starting to grow too. Huh? March. So the elderberries are starting to actually starting to leaf out. These are starting to bud pretty good. I'm going to be real careful with this one this year because it's been attacked by those vampire vines, and now I'm going to feed it and make sure that it, because look at this one compared. It's got sharp spines, but can you see all those buds? Now this one here, this was a Hosta Berry, and it's also a cold weather plant. It's a superfood. Anyway, here it is, leafed out. Chokecherry. This is actually, I came across it in Montana. I'm pretty sure it grows everywhere, but man, that makes the most delicious syrup. And it's really high in antioxidants too. The currants are starting to bud out. Here's the nectarine. The hazelnut's in bloom. The other hazelnut, its cultivar is not, it's trying. The other one has always bloomed before, but it's struggling so hard. I'm going to start really heavy feeding it. This plum, the Ozark Plum. Oh, the Ozarks have the best food. I don't know why, but they just have amazing food. I can't tell if that Ozark quince is, it was alive last time I saw it. This is the plum cultivar. Now if you look here, I thought this was dead. I snapped off a couple of branches even, but I don't know if you can tell, that has buds on it. So it's trying, and it's even trying to get a little flower, see it? Well, I thought that was interesting too. So these are the greens. The 1,000 head are doing really good. I was really surprised to see how well the lacinados came through the winter, because these are not really a winter density. Well, they feel kind of winter density now, don't they? Huh, I guess it is a winter density. It's not, it doesn't feel like this, but it's pretty thick and it feels good. Now this actually isn't droopy wilting. It was laying on the ground and it was growing upward. So now that just wants to fall over. Now these on this side are the 1,000 heads too. But you see how big these are getting taller than me. Okay, farmers, it's an hour later. I wanted to wait till the sun was directly on the plants before I uncovered them. This is the Perennial Broccoli, that purple sprouting broccoli. Some of them didn't make it. I mean, these are all, the first year is the most important, I guess, in the winter. But these things are supposed to get like 7 feet tall. And they'll be covered. You'll be able to eat off them for 3 seasons of the year. Maybe 4 if you cover them, apparently. I had them uncovered, because the other greens are doing a lot better uncovered. They were getting kind of squishy and hurt, you know, from the cover being on them, and they get moist and stuff. But this morning, and I left this one uncovered a couple nights too, because it wasn't supposed to freeze. It was like in the 30s, but it was in the high 30s. Anyway, so the dock, it looked, well, it doesn't look it does kind of look wilty, because look at, see this here? And it feels wilty too. But it's been in 5 degrees. But I guess it's the covering that does it. So I just thought that was interesting. I covered the greens back up too after I noticed it. I blew all the outstanding frost that got on it. I didn't think about it until then. But anyway, so that's how the perennial broccoli is going. This is part of the food forest. It should be planted all over the place eventually. I started with 4 test patches. Oops, I keep moving right in my own light. I started with 4 test patches, and 1 grew here. That one that's curved on this little, it looks like a shorty, but it's actually, I'm going to bury that that stem, but it lived. That was the number 1. This was test patch number 2. That was the one and only plant that grew from the seed. They're kind of hard to start, but so anyway, yeah. And then these were in the wooden half barrel, and I transplanted them to here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it, I mean, it got down to 5 degrees. And, you know, these, the 1,000 heads, the lacinados, the collard greens are starting to suffer, but I think it's because the grass has moved in on them, and I'm going to transplant them. I might transplant them over here. Oh, here's the kiwis. I put compost blend on there. They're heavy nitrogen feeders, so it needs to be done pretty regularly, but yeah, that's the healthy girl there. That's the one that grew beyond all odds. So I'm hoping these guys will go great. And then the boy is over there, that dirt circle. It's pretty big too. He's been climbing up. I'm gonna trellis him up, and then I'm gonna put these trellises here that I took out of the garden, and I'm gonna permanently put them, one right here over. I'm going to lengthen this out a little more because it's too narrow. But I was in a hurry that day to get that up for whatever reason. And so now I'm going to put it, I'm just going to put trellises along here. Plant another grape over here at the end of that trellis. And then have the second trellis start here, go over here, and, or well, the end here and wherever over there, and just trellis that girl up the trellis. So, yeah.